G'day guys, Darken here with another toy review. But first off, Happy New Year. Hopefully you guys all had a good New Year's. Mine was pretty good. I was spending it with some friends in an arcade actually, and Korean barbecue. Oh, so good. For those of you who don't already know, which is kind of a bit hard to believe, but you should, I'm actually in Japan because this isn't my room. Well, technically it is my room. It's my room where I am staying. I am in an apartment in Shibuya, Japan. So I'm really excited to be here, but I will talk about that in a future video. For now, we'll hear about something a little bit more different. So today we are talking about a toy. Now this toy that I am reviewing is something I really like. It got announced just as I was leaving for Japan, so I'm really excited about it. But it's also a major, I think it's a different step forward for Kamen Rider. But anyway, let's get into it. So, the toy review that I am doing is the Kamen Rider Build Sclash Driver for Kamen Rider Cross Z Charge and Kamen Rider Grease. So yeah, that is the box. As you can see, it is really well designed, very bright, very exuberant, which is really good, so it does stand out. So yes, it is an upgrade for Cross Z, which I really like. I think that's really cool. And then obviously we've been introduced to the new Kamen Rider in the series, which is Kamen Rider Grease. Now, I like Grease for a couple of reasons. I don't like Grease, but I like the actor that's playing him, because he is the same person that was in Kamen Rider Kiva. He played Kiva's father. I'm very bad with names, so don't ask me. But he played Kamen Rider IXA, or IXA, I think is the name. I don't know, I could be saying it wrong. But he is so good in that. And he has the exact same personality as what he did back in Kiva. He's all serious and manly, but then as soon as something that comes up that's cute, it's like, kawaii! Oh, it's awesome. Anyway, getting off topic. So, this is the box. So you get the squash driver and there's two squash bottles. The dragon squash jelly and the robot grease. Or robot squash jelly. So yeah, that's it there. On the back, it just shows you the obligatories. So how do you use it, how you put them all in, things like that. So that's just your basic sort of stuff. And then on the sides you've got Kamen Rider Cross Z and Grease, and on the other side you just got Cross Z's shoulder and the driver. So yeah, that's the box. Let's get into the toy. Havoom! Bullseye. So, that is the driver. And it is relatively a lot smaller than I was expecting. But it's not too bad. It's a little light, a little flimsy, but only because that. But it's still pretty good. Let's turn it on. So yeah, again, no major light works, nothing big out of that. But it's, yeah, Sclash Driver. So that's it there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Blue, bit of yellow. So yeah, it's a bit different. So yeah, that's the driver. Just for, as you're aware, on the back it takes 3 AAA batteries. So at least if you do decide to get it, make sure you have a couple of AAA batteries handy. Most of the Kamen Rider toys do have that as well, so that's something for future as well. Anyway, so yeah, that's the driver. I'll turn that off for now, and I'll show you the 2 full bottles you get with it. Oh, sorry, the squash bottles. So there they are there. So that's the robot and that's the dragon. A little bit different in size. I'll just grab one of the locks I've got here. So, as you can see, a little bit bigger, not that much more than a normal full bottle. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, so the robot one, as you can see, robot there, robot squash jelly. And then on this one, you've got the dragon squash jelly. So yeah, they're pretty decent looking. They're also squishy. That is so cool. Like at first I thought, oh god, how are they going to do some squish? But like, seriously, you could, it's like a stress ball, you just squish it. And then, whew, back into shape. It's so cool, I like it. They don't have much in the way, like on the back, you can see there's some little details on both of them, which I guess it makes sense for little actual squash jelly. Funny thing is though, as you see, and you've probably seen this a few times now that I've flipped them around, they've got these on the back. So similar things to the full bottles, it's just a way for the driver to read them, which is interesting. And we'll get to that in a little bit, because I found something interesting when I tried... Actually, you know what? No, I won't say anything. I'll show you soon enough. But yeah, so that's the two. Again, nothing much going on with them. So you got the twist, you got that, that's about it. So yeah, that's the two full bottles. So let's get into trying them out. So as they do, let's start the experiment. Okay, there we go. Again guys, just be aware I am using the Kamen Rider Exade strap because my normal modding kit is actually back home in Australia, so I can't mod belts, so I'm just using my old one that I used while I was here. Anyway, aside all that, then nothing's changed, it all looks normal, we're all sweet, right? Cool. So, I'll turn this sucker on. Again, now, start off. No bottles, no nothing. Nothing. Which is about right. That you expect that, like you could be... And nothing happened. So that's sort of a good thing. Alright, let's get into it. Now, I will use Grease's one first because I found something interesting when I tried something with a full bottle, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But for now, I'm going to do Grease. Now, I have practiced a little bit of Grease's Heshim posing, so I'm going to give it a try. Please don't criticize, I am just trying this out. It may get it wrong, I may get it right, who knows, but again, it's just for a bit of fun. Anyway, let's do this. So, lock in. Henshin. Henshin. That's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty basic, pretty straightforward, so you sort of get what it's going on. I'll do it again, but I'll do it a little bit so you guys can see it. So again, straightforward this time, just straight in. And Hashim. So Robot in Grisu. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. It's pretty straightforward, so yeah. Now, I wouldn't normally do the finishes because we all sort of know what they are, but it is a different driver, so less rinse. I will say this now, and after playing with it, I now know both Grease's and Cross Z's finishers sounds are the exact same. But obviously because of who they are, they do different finishes. Anyway, beside the point, let's get into it. So, finisher. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing too over the top, nothing too crazy, it's just that. Now with Grease's finisher, and I like Grease's finishers, is that basically the things on his shoulders turn that way, because they're technically they're jelly bottles. It starts shooting out grease, which rocket propels him, and he does either a punch or a kick, depending on what he feels like at the time. So that's Grease's one. However, now this is what I found was a bit weird. In the Gumba Rising card game, Grease's finisher is a little bit different. So he obviously does his finisher, but instead of doing his rider kick, what he does, he sits there like this, puts his hands out, and the little nozzles on his hands build up grease, and so does the ones on his shoulder. And then it shoots 4 little grease robots onto whoever he's aiming at, and then all of a sudden grease just sort of goes whoosh, boom, and they just explode. So it's a lot different than what's in the show. I don't know whether that was just purely coincidental or when they made it, they didn't originally have a finisher for Grease. So, who knows? Either way, both of them really look awesome. I like them, but I do like the show a little bit better. Again, I'll do the finisher again, just so you can hear it and see the visuals. So again, finisher. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing too high-tech about it, nothing too crazy. But it's still a pretty good sound. Alright, move on to the next one. So the next one I will be doing is Banjo Ryu's Dragon Jelly. I like this one a lot. I like Banjo's upgrade. I think it suits him. It's a big, bright silver thing though. But again, that's just how they usually do them. They've got to try something a bit different. Alright, so Banjo's one is a little bit more different. It's basically, he's a little bit more affected by it than when he had the full bottle version. If you've seen the show, you'll understand that. If you haven't, I'll explain after I hash him. So, with Ryu's, bottle in, he puts it in. Hash him! So basically, as you kind of saw me do it, it isn't the exact, I will admit that to the TV show, but basically, I still like how Ryu does his fighting pose. I think that's really cool, that works well, but it's what happens afterwards. So basically, I don't know whether it's just the way that it's a more concentrated version of the dragon essence, or whether it's something else, because with his full bottle, we obviously know it doesn't affect him too much because it's, again, spoiler if you haven't seen it, but it's his partner's essence in it. But in saying that, it could be a lot of things. There hasn't been really any explanation about it, but he's affected heavily by it. That's why in the show he's like, and there's static and all that builds up, and then all of a sudden he roars and he's just done. It's finished. As it has been hinted in the show, the jelly accelerates your wanting to fight, and being a fighter for Ryu, it's sort of a thing like that. He wants to fight. Anyway, enough about that. Let's do it again, just so you can hear and see the visuals. So, the shin. I love it. I think that's really cool. The brah, because obviously the build driver does yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit different. All right, now the finisher. Now Ryu's one is again the exact same as what he had when he was just basic Cross Z. His dragon appears, except this time the dragon isn't like fiery flame style. It's literally a jelly robot. Jelly robot. What am I saying? Jelly dragon. Which is still pretty cool, don't get me wrong, I kind of like it. And it does the same thing, so basically it builds up out of nowhere, and then it fires like flame, and he just goes off and does his normal rider kick, which is still pretty cool. Again, like I said, the sound effects is the exact same as Grease's, but I will do it just so you guys can see. So, so as you can see, there's nothing much to it. Again, just so you can hear it and see the visuals. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the jelly bottles. Now, again, if you have seen the show, Gonza, if you haven't, then that's sort of a bit of a thing. But anyway, nonetheless, in the series, Grease uses several full bottles to do effects. Now this, part of being a jelly thing, it creates it out of jelly, and it gives the rider the ability to do an attack. Grease used both helicopter, and the most recent one was an eraser. So basically, for the helicopter one, it gave him a propeller arm. He puts it up in the air, he was able to fly up and start shooting whoever he wanted to shoot. Same thing with the eraser, he just made a giant jelly eraser and was able to make himself disappear. I sadly don't have either of those because, lo and behold, I haven't brought those bottles out yet. So I just have my lock full bottle. So I'll just show you what that does in the driver. I have tested it with several other bottles. It does the same name and sound. So there's not much different. It just depends on what the full bottle is and what the rider wants from it. So this being a lock, I would assume the rider would get either a giant lock to stop the person moving, or they would get a giant key as a weapon. Who knows? Anyway, let's try it. So, discharge bottle. So as you can hear, it sounds very mechanical, because basically it is transforming whatever is in the full bottle into a physical form. That's what it is. That's why it says discharge. So I'll do it again, just for the sounds, effects, and all that. So. So that's pretty much it. There's no other sounds. It does the same thing over and over and over. So there's not much difference. Now, this is where I wanted to show you guys something. Like I said, I was trying with the full bottles, testing all this. However, one full bottle stood out very interesting. I don't know whether it's been brought up in other toy reviewers. I know if you have already done the driver. I am a little bit late to the party. Ooh, big deal. But I have the Dragon full bottle here. Listen to what it makes when I put it in the Sclash Driver, and tell me what you think. Peshin. I'm sorry, what? Did it just say Dragon Jelly? Yeah, that's what I got as well. When I first heard that, I was literally shocked. But it makes sense. So, the reason for that is basically the coding on the back of both the full bottle Dragon and the Jelly full bottle is the exact same. So it kind of makes a little bit of sense. It saves them having to make another code for a different thing. I'm sure if I put the Jelly full bottle in the build driver, it will come up Dragon full bottle. Anyway, so that's it. Again, thank you very much, guys, for viewing. This has been the Dragon, what am I saying? It would be the Kamen Rider Build Sclash Driver and Jelly full bottle set. So yeah, basically you get the driver and the two full bottles. I can't help it, they're just so squishy. I really like these, I think they're really cool. You can pick these up pretty much on Amazon, or my good friend Tucker at I am saying it wrong, so he's probably going to shoot me for that. Toketsu Toys Japan. I believe you can also get it from Hobby League Japan. So there's a few places you can get them. I get it pretty easily. So yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to pick this up. I'm super happy about it, and yeah. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more future content from me, hit that subscribe button. As always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Laters!